Okay, so in my final presentation sheet, I made some adjustments to the tile system. So before I put the context of the building around, I'll just go through a couple of the changes that I made. The One of the first things I did was I stretched out the amount of ceiling tiles. So I have a code block that goes from 0 to 20. I'm going to go ahead and copy that over. And I'm going to make one that goes from 0 to 40. And I'm going to plug in now that into an X value, I think. Let's see what happens here. And it's not the way I wanted it. I want it to be the opposite way around. So I'm going to just change these two back and forth. And so we have a view now. If I swing this around, it's more like that building where it comes way down in the back, it's up in the front. And you can obviously make that any way you want. Remember, the NURBS curve is ending, so things get really long towards the back and kind of dip down, which I thought was kind of a nice effect, so I left it. I also changed the ceiling height to 15 feet. So I'll go ahead and do that. That'll lower that ceiling height down. And it does the screwy things with the ceiling tiles, and that's because of this issue with the math that we're doing. Because I took 5 feet off of that, I need to take 5 feet off of here, because we're subtracting away now 14.5 instead of, or subtracting it from a minimum of 20. So now we're back to our ceiling system and layout as we had it in the, as I made it in the original presentation. We could probably see now if we can select these and hide these all in the view, all of the grid lines. So we'll get rid of all of those. So we still have now our, and I'm going to pull this down, and I'm going to start to get us set up for our final views. So I'm going to go to the site plan, and I'm going to set up a 3D view. So I'm going to go to view, and this is our money shot, so to speak. There's our ceiling system, and we want to do all the nice things about the rendering. So we'll go to, oops, excuse me, didn't mean to do that. Try to get out of that. You can use ray trace, but I'm not going to use it for this part of the presentation. We're going to get rid of the edges, smooth it, add our shadows in, pick a lighting that's favorable. We'll make that lighting come from the left-hand side. We'll bring up the ambient light. Let's see what we can do just to make it look lively and entertaining here. I'll accept that as being the good view. We'll get rid of these again in this view. Lighting view by category. We've still got to draw a floor plan in that. We'll probably pick that up in another clip, or I'll leave that up to you. Let's see, there's one other thing I wanted to do here, and it's kind of slipped my mind now. We have the NURBS curves. We have our ceiling plane. Well, we're not showing our blue backdrop in the so we need actually a background. Okay, so that's a good start towards that idea of the last. We go ahead and change our crop box so we'll be prepared to do a layout. Now all we've got to do is build some kind of a contextual building around it. And you can follow along in the next clip, and or you could just go off on your own and do something clever.